awesome.
So are there any draftees that you were looking or excited to see in the draft pool or to play in the 2K League next season?
A couple of guys that I'm excited to play against or excited just to see in the league in general. You got Crazy, who's probably going to go number 1.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Margaret Hunt-Hill Bridge. And we've got time for
Kevin, thanks.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. And how about we check the numbers for him?
And guys, his effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. They've got Jones. Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Trent in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Mavericks, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3.
And don't sleep on Lillard's vertical. When he's going strong to the bucket, he's capable of throwdowns like these.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers. I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
Kanter finds Lillard. From the arc, the Trailblazers rebound, and Kanter throws it down.
Now, that's the staple of Kanter's game. This guy has a knack for knowing how to come up with offensive boards.
Richardson dishes to Doncic. Pass to Porzingis. Dallas moving it around. Shot clock at 5. The drive by Doncic. Portland grabs the miss. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Yep, it counts. The Mavericks shooting their first free throw of the evening. That free throw good from Doncic. And the NBA, Chris, with a long regular season, we know that. Are there things that can make the season seem even longer or shorter or in between for that matter?
Yeah, Kevin, well, I'll tell you what, the cliche, time flies when you're having fun. We all know that's true. So when you're losing or not seeing eye to eye, that's when the season can really drag on. You better play up on Lillard at all times, especially when the pass is coming his way. You got to know he's ready to shoot once he catches it.
The drive by Doncic. And he banks in the layup. Doncic has got 9 points.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you got to bring much faster help than that.
Here's Kanter, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, known for his unique personality, Kanter also remains a solid role player, someone his teammates enjoy playing with.
A different look for Dallas. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith, and it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. For Dallas, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Brunson the pass to Porzingis. Back to Brunson. And it's Portland with the rebound. Kanter's got 4 rebounds in this game. Offensive rebound. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
What hustle on display. Encouraging to see Hood working hard to keep plays alive on the glass.
Pass to Richardson. Over Hood. Richardson kicks to Porzingis. Now here's Brunson. He's guarded closely. And the pass to Kleba. And Kleba slams it in.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trailblazers. 1:41 left here in the opening quarter. Nice Nice D from Porzingis.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Passes it to Brunson. Here's Kleba. Back to Brunson. Pass to Porzingis. Count that one.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
55 seconds left to play in the first. Pass to Cannon. Over Porzingis. It's rebounded by Dallas. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And that one was all about offensive execution, running your plays, picking your spots.
As long as you do that, you put yourself in a good position to win, no matter if you're home or away.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Mavericks shooting their second and third free throws tonight. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Mike Powell comes in for Porzingis. And James Johnson is subbed in for Maxi Kleba. Robert Covington's checked in for Portland.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Kept alive, Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
When you pair Cantor's strong frame with the scorer's mentality, you get a guy that loves to dunk.
Powell, the pass to Brunson. And the layup is good.
They are just killing him on the interior.
We've got 13 seconds left in the first. The pass to Anthony. Hardaway with the steal. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Misses the layup. It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And we've got more. And before the game, we ran into Damian Lillard, who touched upon the team.
What we've learned is staying together.
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
On the court for the Trailblazers, we've got Robert Covington. Anthony out there with Hood. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Trent in at the 2. Basket counts.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Now Lillard. Last time out he had 44 points. Here's Anthony. Back to Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. That's 7 points for Damian Lillard.
Love seeing Lillard work it in close. I mean, he has the skills to convert at a high rate.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up. The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
Back to Hood, over Hardaway. Hood can't get it to go. Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
And the dunk by Covington.
Improving as a distributor, it helps when Hood tries to share it like this.
And here is Doncic. He had 22 points in the win against San Antonio.
Yeah, and don't forget about his passing. I mean, he didn't forget about his teammates. He was spreading the ball all over the floor.
Dallas needs to get off a shot. Johnson gets the bucket.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Outside Anthony. Portland moving the ball around. Powell with the steal. Doncic with it. Lillard picks him up. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Lillard against Doncic. Makes that one his 6th of the night. Shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And Lillard kicks to Anthony. The Trailblazers with the new shot clock. Here's Covington. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
The length of Covington, it makes him a difficult guy to guard. Skilled at picking up contact.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all-defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Porzingis comes in for Johnson. Richardson, he's checked in for Hardaway. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Trailblazers trail by 6. And Covington may be not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player. Can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside. Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. It's Covington on the wing. Passes it to Jones. Here's Simons. Clock at 6. Covington dishes to Cantor. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
Doncic, no good.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's Jones. Pass to Trent. Shoots the 3. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And stolen by Cauley-Stein. Doncic outside. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Jones is running. Cantor's shot is off. And so it's Dallas holding on to an 8-point lead heading in. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K. Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He had 13 points. Now and that should...
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 slot. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. Now, here's Doncic. Down low, stolen by Cantor. Lillard, the pass to Trent. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some runouts.
Out to Doncic. Pop pass to Porzingis. An emphatic alley-oop jam. A lot of great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. Do you think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, and I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that.
No, we don't do that.
But they'll get another chance. Here's Porzingis. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And now a 10-point Maverick lead.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Lillard, the pass to Cantor. Kicks it out to Lillard. Lets the three fly. The Trailblazers with a new shot clock. Cantor's shot is off. Mavericks leading by 10. On the wing, Doncic. Back to Porzingis. To the middle. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 5 assists in the game.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Here's Lillard. Porzingis with the block. Doncic outside. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. Hardaway's checked in for the Mavericks. The Trailblazers making a switch here. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. A 12-point game. On the wing, Jones. The shot by Lillard, wide open. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
If he was shooting even a little bit better, the story of this game would be a lot different.
Pass to Richardson. Doncic against Cantor. Goes up on the high post. Doncic, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Lillard, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Lillard is such a crafty finisher. Even when he takes a pounding, he sticks with it.
A different look for Dallas. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Richardson. Mike Powell comes in for Maxi Kleber. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. And a switch here also for Portland. Simons, he's checked in for Jones. Brunson the pass to Powell. Brunson the bounce pass. Dallas moving it around. Porzingis against Hood. Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis. Porzingis has got 8 here in the quarter.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
There's the pass to Simons. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
James Johnson's checked in for Porzingis. Mavericks leading by 8. There's 57 seconds left in the third. Hardaway kicks to Johnson. He feeds it to Powell. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Anthony, the pass to Cantor. Over Cauley-Stein. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. For Dallas, they've gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. Johnson dishes to Cauley-Stein. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Johnson's got the lead up to 12 now for Dallas. Simons, the pass to Cantor. Hood for 3. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Hardaway with it. No points in the game yet for him. Brunson up top. Three-pointer from deep three-point range, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks enjoying a 12. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Anthony. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Simons in at the 2 spot. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Clock at 2. Cauley Stein kicks to Brunson. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Johnson. Richardson comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And Portland with a change here, too. Jones is checked in.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
The 3 for Doncic. Bangs home the trifecta.
There you go. His first three-pointer of the night. That should calm him down. Maybe even get him going a little bit.
Here's Trent. Richardson covering. From 8. Good on the jump shot. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Now, Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
Kanter, the pass to Trent. Launches it. Jones, no luck. Dallas leading by 15. Passes it to Kleber. Doncic outside. Pass to Finney-Smith. Out to Doncic. Pass to Kleber. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Jones. And now Portland on the break. Here's Trent with the tip. It's good on the putback.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Richardson the pass to Cauley Stein. Back to Richardson. And now Portland on the break. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, this is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Kanter. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
Doncic looking it over. That one drops for him. Doncic has got 9 points now in just the second half.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead.
Beyond the arc. 1:35 left in the fourth quarter. Kleber finds Doncic. 3 on the clock. Jacks up a 3. They grab their own miss. From deep. Buries it from three-point range. Doncic has got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for the Mavs.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Mavericks.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still 2 more to go in the season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Luka Doncic.
What a teammate he was tonight, setting guys up for layups and open jumpers on what seemed like every possession.
And Doncic, here we go.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Now, that's why they're in the driver's seat right now, looking to put this one away.
Simons, the pass to Cantor. Here's Simons. Outside Covington. To the paint. And there's Enes Kanter on the assist from Covington.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they wanted.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the... All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and Dave.
It's the 2KMC, ready to march into your top plays of the week. Let's see what's blooming in these fresh cut play bouquets. Our first play is from Machiavelli 10.
And David.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. Let's see the stat sheet here for Paul George.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
And the Clippers starting 5. Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ibaka, and it's Batum in at the 4. And for Portland, Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then there's Derek Jones. And it's Trent in at the 2-guard spot. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. It's stolen by Ibaka. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. That was something else.
Kind of fun when you see his personality come out in his game like that.
The Blazers on offense. 4-point game. Lillard scanning the floor. Dishes to Kanter. And the rejection by Ibaka. And Leonard gets it to go. What happens to team chemistry, Brent, at this stage of the season? Teammates have spent, a lot of time together already at this point.
Well, this is where veteran leadership and guys who have been through deep runs or their understanding of what it takes to have a team go through deep runs can really pay off, Kevin. Making guys accountable to the things that you've talked about all year long in the next couple weeks, that's critical.
A shot by Batum, no good. For the Trailblazers, it's been a slow start here. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
Yeah, those turnovers were inexcusable. So many of their possessions ended with them giving the ball away. It's one thing to make passes, but you need to pass to your own team, not the other one.
Portland with the ball. Nicholas Batum unable to get his shot to go. Out of bounds, Trailblazers ball as Portland keeps possession.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Here's Trent. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game.
Because of Paul George's athleticism, he can do a lot of things. He turns guys over, he blocks shots, he's got great hands. He affects a lot defensively.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
For Portland, they've gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Lillard against Beverley. Lillard misses.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
And it's Beverley missing. Trailblazers trail by 8. Covington passes to Kanter. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Leonard attacking. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Now here's Lillard. Last time out he had 44 points. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Like the execution there from Kanter. Usually likes to score, this time with the pass.
And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Outside Williams. Kennard against Jones. Now here's Kennard. 14 points from him the last game against Washington. And the basket by Jones.
Heads up play by Rodney Hood.
Clippers leading by 4. Williams with the ball. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Wizards in Washington, and it goes down 2 points.
Now that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Here's Simons. 32 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
Like when his motor is running and he's playing with high levels of energy, Kanter is a monster on the offensive glass.
Jackson passes to Zubats. Back to Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense. Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
It's Williams with the drive. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, you deserve that kind of treatment if you're going to get up when Lou Williams like that. Terrific at getting to the rack.
And so it's Los Angeles with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. Back right after this.
I think in the past, anytime
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Portland, we've got Hood. Derek Jones is out there with Anthony. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the 1. And it's Simons missing.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
Near the three-point line, it's Morris, and it's Portland with the rebound. Kanter's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Hood drives in. Jones for 3. It's hauled in by Zubats. Los Angeles leading by 6. Outside Williams. To the inside. And the dunk by Zubats.
He's just gifted with the basketball, and that includes making plays. Lou Williams spotting a man that time.
Inside. Out to Hood. The Clippers grab the miss. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And the fact they still had a chance to win that game, I find to be somewhat amazing because it was clearly an off night for most of their guys.
Now, I'll tell you, if they had pulled that game out, it would have been an amazing win because they made a bunch of mistakes. Nothing was going their way, and somehow they still nearly won it.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Zubats. Batum comes in for Morris. Leonard, he's checked in for Luke Kennard. And it's Paul George in for Williams. Covington against Leonard. The offensive rebound.
Yeah, and the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
Stolen by Jackson. And Ibaka kicks to Leonard. Fires from deep. The Clippers rebound. Pass to George. Outside, Batum. Shot clock at 6. Takes the 3. Here's Ibaka. He shoots again, and it's good on the layup. Ibaka's got the lead up to 13 now for the Clippers.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
They need this, and Lillard gets it to go. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul, 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness. All the while, he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst partner, but a fan and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed.
All the way to the bucket, no resistance, just swipe the candy from him.
But deep 3 from George. And the 3 off target.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that. And that's a bad miscue, and you can't give up looks like that all game long. Of all the action happening there, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
Ibaka in the post. Covington's there, and stolen by Lillard. Anthony, the pass to Covington. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Covington's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Leonard. "16 feet away, and yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim." Leonard's got 8.
That's a quick move, and that's a soft touch. That's mid-range opportunities for Kawhi Leonard to cash in on.
Anthony drives in. And here we go, coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this.
And so it's Los Angeles heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the... Looking at the Paul George trade last year, he caused an unprecedented trip. And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
And you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
And the Clippers, look at the power on that.
Unreal. Another reminder that Damian Lillard can be explosive, and we love it.
George up top. And Ibaka slams it in.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
And you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Lillard against Beverly. Fires from 14. Yep, it goes. And the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 3 in the basket from Damian Lillard.
And not wasting any time here, kicking their offense right back into gear. That's 3 of 4 from the field.
Here's Beverly, banked in off the glass. Beverly's got his first basket.
And Patrick Beverly could do that in close, finds a way to get that one up. And you know he likes to score. It doesn't happen a ton, but he loves it.
Lillard against Beverly. That one rolling around and rims out.
Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for Portland. Trailing by 5. Yep, that one goes. Lillard's got 6 points in the quarter.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. George, no good. Trailblazers have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. And the basket by Lillard.
He was sitting back a little bit there in the first half, but feels like showtime now, and he's ready to put some major points up on the board.
And George, here we go. And he uses the glass on the layup. George has got his second basket of the game.
Think back to when Paul George entered the league in the 2010-11 season for the Indiana Pacers. A skinny kid, not so much anymore.
And Covington stays with it.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
From deep, George. Clippers working now with the new shot clock. Batum, good.
Second chances are a great measure of what a team is doing in terms of their effort on a nightly basis, and that was some serious effort there.
Nobody near Lillard. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Lillard's got 11 in the second half.
Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
Outside, Batum. Pass to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
Well, if you're open, Patrick Beverly is going to do his best to get you the ball.
Portland's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Simons, he's checked in for the Trailblazers.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
It's stolen by Jones. Boom, he jams it straight down.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Well, they didn't really have a choice at the position that they were. They had to fight hard. They've gotten that. They've outworked the other team. Just fighting tonight.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? The shot's good from Cantor.
This is a guy who plays with a high motor and who enjoys contact. Cantor feasting inside.
Outside Williams. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Cantor trying to free himself up. For Los Angeles, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. And Morris throws it down.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Trent can't hit. For Los Angeles, they've gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. No good on that one. And here's Cantor. Covington passes to Jones. Good work defensively by Morris. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. Clippers ahead. They lead by 2. From Portland, we're back in a moment. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. They've got Anthony. Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Rodney Hood. And it's Simons in at the point. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers.
You think about how quickly it was that Kawhi Leonard just rocketed into superstardom. And as a leader of a very proud franchise, if you're a coach, he's everything you'd maybe want in a player.
And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Trailblazers trail by 3. Lillard outside. Over Williams. Stolen by Zubac. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And it's Paul George with the finish.
Paul George dunk contest? He's maybe a little older, but I love to see him get up.
And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Takes a 3. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Outside, George. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. For 3, gets the three-pointer to fall. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Could come down to selection. Bad shots in the first half. Here in the second, using his head, finding some more efficient opportunities to score.
Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Covington. Outside, George. Williams kicks to George. Feeds it to Leonard. That one falls. And the Clippers lead by 6.
Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
Williams with the steal. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. And he banks in the layup.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high-octane a game as you're going to find.
And Lillard throws it down.
Yeah, not something you want to do. You let Lillard drive all the way to the rack, and he will throw it down.
Down low, stolen by Kanter. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Chalk up 2 there. And now just a 4-point Los Angeles lead.
Now he's put on a shooting display here in the second half. He really seems to be in a great groove right now.
Williams inside, covered by Lillard, and it's good for 2.
Yeah, you never know what Lou Williams is going to pull off, especially when he's working the screen and roll game.
Lillard against Williams, and it's Lillard missing. Los Angeles leading by 6. Here's Leonard. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Williams has got 4 assists now tonight.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard, an MVP candidate. Why? Well, they're the reasons right there. One of the best two-way players we've seen in the past 5 years.
Kanter. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Morris passes to Zubac. Back to Morris. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And right now, they're just focused on putting together good possessions.
That's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Here's Trent. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Anthony's checked in for Portland. And then for the Clippers. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Lou Williams.
Boy, did they need those free throws to go down. They're definitely within striking distance.
Now George. And it's George finishing it off.
PG playing behind the pick and roll, able to use his size. Pretty good decision that time with the basketball.
Three-pointer, Lillard. It's hauled in by Paul George. And here is Los Angeles now. They're leading by 8. Unloads. No good. Shot missing. And it would take divine intervention for them now to get back in it.
Yeah, I'd have to say, guys, I don't think the man upstairs is really focused on a comeback.
Melo dishing that one out, not just a scorer, finding a teammate on that possession.
George finds Beverly. Back to George. 12 seconds left in the game. 6 on the shot clock. On the wing, Batum. The three-pointer off the mark. So the Clippers with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
Remember, there's always more on social.
We're at NBA 2K_2K TV.
Thanks for watching and enjoy some 2K.
And let's go.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. Well, a chance to check out some stats for Paul George.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Clippers, we've got Patrick Beverley. Baca is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. Now here's Richardson. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. And that one's good. Doncic. With COVID shortening the season and the schedule, Steve, being tinkered with, do you think the NBA will make permanent changes to the season schedule?
Kevin, I don't think so. When everything gets back to normal, I think we'll be at 82 games and starting, like we usually do in October, September for games. I just think the NBA has done a fantastic job of being able to adapt to this situation.
Now, here's Doncic. He had 22 points in the win against San Antonio.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
And here is Los Angeles now, following the score by Dallas. To the wing right side, out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Porzingis passes to Doncic. Lob pass to Porzingis.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult one.
For the Clippers, it's been a slow start here. Searching for their first points of the game. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, I mean, just way too many turnovers in that one. If you can't protect the ball, you can't expect to win.
Aggressive is one thing. Careless is another. You want to stay balanced and poised.
Here's Doncic. Paul George making his last shot. Out to the right wing. Kleba, the pass to Doncic. Here's Porzingis. It's hauled in by Beverley.
Missed opportunity, wide open from mid-range. He would love to get that one back.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And boy, Kawhi is the perfect target. The big reach to get to the pass and the great hands on the catch.
Here's Richardson. Pass to Kleba. To the paint, 5 to shoot. Stolen by Beverley. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. It's his first trip to the line.
In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Kennard, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverley. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Powell, he's checked in for Porzingis. Johnson comes in for Maxi Kleba. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And the Clippers making a change here. Jackson's checked in.
And PG, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Yeah, he's at 81% from the line, and when we've had a chance to see him, he's had great form and continues to look confident.
And that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. That's his first foul. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Morris right side to the middle. Here's Kennard. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite too, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Johnson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Such a versatile offensive threat. Morris draws his fair share of fouls.
The Clippers have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
And Doncic throws it down.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses. And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
The Clippers have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6. And Williams drops them both.
You look at the trajectory of Williams' career. Second-round pick, started slow, but his game has aged like a fine wine.
Now here is Hardaway. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. And Doncic gets it to go.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Left side, Jackson. The pass to Zubac. Back to Jackson. To the inside, Morris. And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley Stein, a presence defensively. His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Doncic outside. No good with the layup.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. He notched 8 points. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it...
this game, it's...
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
They came in looking to attack from the get-go, willing to be physical and setting the tone.
Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum. Then it's Ibaka. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Finney-Smith kicks to Hardaway. He feeds it to Cauley Stein. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Cauley Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
George looking over the floor. Over in the corner, Beverly. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And once you get the height advantage from there, no need to mess around.
Brunson with it. George picks him up. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. Hardaway against George. Hardaway passes to Brunson. He kicks to Powell. Dallas moving it around. 6 to shoot. Here's Hardaway. Powell trying to free himself up. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
Man, there's so many guys that, you know, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table. But in reality, they got to fill some roles, right? And, you know, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are three names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did. And the Mavericks making a change here. Porzingis is checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Johnson comes in for Dwight Powell. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Josh Richardson subbed in for Hardaway.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Williams, he's checked in for Patrick Beverley. And Dallas also making a switch. Doncic is checked in for Jalen Brunson. And Doncic, here we go.
Creative at finding ways to just cut inside there. Doncic, a guy you must keep your eyes on. And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the second pick in the 2017 draft. That or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Here's George following the score by Dallas. Williams inside, guarded by Doncic. Pass to Ibaka. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Kennard, he's checked in for Leonard. And it's Jackson in for Paul George. Jackson against Doncic. Passes to Porzingis. Up and in on the layup. And it's a 5-point Maverick lead.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Williams passes to Zubac. Bucket is good.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Doncic feeling it out. Here's Porzingis. Makes it off the glass. Porzingis has got 6.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
On the wing, Williams. Guarded by Doncic. Pass to Jackson. Back to Kennard. On the wing, Williams. The pass to Zubac. And the shot is good. Zubac has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And give Sweet Luke credit. Turns down his own shot because his teammate has a better one.
Porzingis passes to Doncic. Out to Porzingis. Latre. Morris with the rebound. Clippers trail by 3. Here's Jackson. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Hard to keep up with Reggie when he gets out in space. And on top of that, an excellent finisher.
Doncic outside. And finished off by Doncic.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
And that's it for the... Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He had 14 points and 1 rebound. And that...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
The burst he's had when going at the rim has been fantastic. A lot of strong finishes through 2 quarters.
His activity level has made an impact, and he is fearless.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward.
Pushes it quickly, and he gets something before the defense can set up. Richardson's a good finisher in transition.
And the foul on Josh Richardson. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Leonard inside. Knocked loose. Fast break, Dallas. Out to Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And the defense knows he's relentless. You have to try and match that intensity.
And so here are the Clippers. The Mavericks making the shot. The shot by George, wide open. Count it, good.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
3rd quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Doncic passes to Kleba. Back to Doncic. And the rejection by Ibaka.
Great defense by Serge, a tremendous athlete, blessed with insane length and leaping ability.
And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 5-point game.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Doncic against Beverly. Over in the quarter, Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
So, for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. And here's George for 3. Cauley Stein grabs the board.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Johnson outside. Here's Cauley Stein. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Here's Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Leonard's got his 2nd basket.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
On the wing, Hardaway. 3-pointer. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Pass to Jackson. Now, here's George. Guarded closely. No good from Zubac. Mavericks leading by 3. Burke can't get it to go. The Clippers have gone 3 of 6 in the 3rd quarter. 50% from the field. Morris, no good. The Maverick shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. Feeds it to Cauley Stein. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Beautiful location on the pass, as usual. Led his man perfectly.
Now, here is George. Burke covering. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. And Los Angeles with some changes. Kennard, he's checked in for George. And it's Williams in for Jackson. Johnson against Leonard. Lays it up and banks it in. Leonard's got 6.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Williams against Brunson. The dish to Hardaway. Kicks it to Cauley Stein. Out to the wing. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Brunson. Lays it up off the glass. Brunson's got his first basket of the night. Clippers trail by 5. Outside Williams. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Fearless move by Lou Williams, driving it right into the teeth of the defense. Draws the foul.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for the Clippers. Then for the Mavericks, Mike Powell comes in for Cauley Stein. And it's Richardson in for Trey Burke. LA's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And Dallas also making a switch. Porzingis is checked in. We've got 22 seconds left in the third. Powell with the steal.
Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
But you know, this is where your patience is tested. If you shoot too quickly, you give your opponent a chance to close out the quarter.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
We talk about it time and time again. Turnovers are costly, especially when the game is close.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. It's Dallas. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Ivica Zubac, Lou Williams out there with Jackson. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Mann in at the 3. Jackson passes to Morris. Here's Mann. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Morris. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Serge Ibaka has checked in for the Clippers. Batum comes in for Morris. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Doncic outside. And the dunk by Doncic.
And there is no better way to add to the lead.
Isn't that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard?
It sends a message that we're going to be aggressive no matter who's taking the shot.
Williams dishes to Ibaka. Off with the layup. Mavericks leading by 7. Kleber finds Doncic. Dallas moving the ball around. Shooting foul as the and now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He's not happy with what he says are late rotations defensively against their three-point shooters. And then at the offensive end, he wants his guys to get their own shots within the rhythm and flow of the offense. Kevin?
And Doncic gets it to go.
It took a long time for him to get that first triple. Let's see now, though, if he can get going.
Beverly against Doncic. Short. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D.
Oh, goodness. Where did that come from?
I loved it.
That was beautiful.
Loved it.
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen.
What I like, he hasn't stopped competing despite the off night.
Richardson kicks to Porzingis.
Hey, watch him.
Doncic with it. They get it back. Porzingis on the follow. Porzingis has got the lead up to 13 now for the Mavs.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
The three from George. And it's George again missing.
Uncontested look. Can't fault the shot selection. He's money from there.
Kleba, the pass to Doncic. Looking to end the run, and George with the stop.
So smart with the ball in his hands. George reads the floor well and takes advantage of what's there.
Doncic against Beverly, and there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That'll be his second foul of the game. Hardaway's checked in for the Mavericks. 1:53 left here in the fourth quarter. Doncic outside. Shot clock at 6. Good. Doncic has got 27 points. Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces, but title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Batum.
I mean, a great look by Kawhi, aware of what the defense is trying to do, understands the spacing.
Hardaway dishes to Doncic. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way. Oh! That is just nasty.
The athleticism on that finish.
Throws down the alley-oop slam. Now here's Richardson. Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
When you look at Richardson's skill set, you look at his size, you think, man, this guy could be a great 3-and-D player.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
And you know, disappointment starts to set in a little bit. You fought all night, just wasn't meant to be.
The three from George. Good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
On the wing, Doncic. Defended by Beverly and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Nine seconds left to play here in the fourth. George, that's a 2-pointer. That one off the back iron and out. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. They seem to relish their... Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us.
Limited to my players with a 75 overall or lower. This is the place to get some basic training in. Plus, you can earn some sweet prizes. On Wednesday, I want to
a chance to take a look at some numbers for Luka Doncic.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Now we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Richardson is out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. And for the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Jones. And it's Trent in at the shooting guard. Greg, the 2 words you and I don't like the most in this game, load management. Why do we see more of it now than when you played in the game?
A couple of things. I think sports science has evolved, and I've talked to a ton of coaches about this. The reality is that now they don't determine whether or not a guy's going to play. It's going to be the people that work with the strength and conditioning. They determine if a guy is ready to go. Secondly, I would also say the contracts now, the investments that teams have in these assets, you want to try to prolong their careers as long as possible. And so I think it's a smart move from an investment standpoint.
You bring up some great points. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Pass to Finney-Smith. In the corner, it's Richardson. Doncic outside. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Clock at 6. Knocks it loose. Kleba, the pass to Doncic. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. 6 points for Luka Doncic.
Good job that time by Doncic to keep aware of the clock. Nice job getting the shot off there.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. Here's Hardaway. And that one is off. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Last time they met was in Dallas, where they beat the Mavericks.
Yeah, it was a narrow win. But in that last meeting, I think foul trouble for the other side may have really just tipped the scale and allowed them to escape with the W.
You know, whether it was their smart play or a few whistles that perhaps could have gone either way, when games are tight, every decision becomes more magnified.
Lillard with it. Hardaway picks him up. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Lillard is really a force of nature. I mean, an incredible talent who torches just about everybody with his scoring ability.
He hits both from the stripe.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And they double up Doncic. Taken away. And now Lillard.
Oh. And that was not an opportunity Lillard was going to let pass by. Getting down the floor in an instant and finishing on the break.
Doncic against Lillard. Doncic passes to Porzingis. Count the basket.
Boy, that is grown man ammonia strength from Porzingis there. How can defenders stop that?
Lillard scanning the floor. Porzingis with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Hardaway kicks to Porzingis. Back to Hardaway. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Porzingis has no problem giving the ball up. This is just the kind of unselfishness you like to see.
Lillard outside. Again, the miss by Lillard. Mavericks have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Here's Finney-Smith. Misses in close.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Simons, the pass to Jones. Back to Lillard. Nice D from Doncic. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Dallas. The last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Yeah, and that one, their intensity on the offensive end was not matched by their opponent. That led to some easy buckets.
Yeah, you know, you can't allow them to get into a rhythm on offense. Once that happens, then you're in trouble.
Stolen away, and it's the Trailblazers on the break. Lillard with the ball, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Don't let his height fool you. Lillard can rise up with the best of them.
Cantor against Hardaway, and then Hardaway with the dunk.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher.
Well, and that's exactly how the game is played in the paint inside, guys. I mean, if you can play over the top, I think you've got a big advantage. Boy, what a quarter for him. I mean, he's found his rhythm, and he's really riding that wave right now.
Back to Hardaway. And it's Portland with the rebound. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Yeah, I felt like they attacked, but with a purpose. They knew what they wanted to accomplish coming in.
Boy, it really showed the trust they have in one another. I love how they got after it, and you could feel that they were playing for...
Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter of play. Portland out in front. They're up by 1. And the second quarter of...
I'm training summer.
The team seems to support, Greg, that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Portland.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Dallas, Josh Richardson out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Hardaway. Then it's James Johnson. And it's Powell in at the 5 spot.
Unselfishness, always admirable in a basketball player. And Covington, consistent at giving it up when one of his teammates is open.
Here's Hardaway. And he gets the... And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Boy, I love to see Covington blast off the floor. He's so good at reading angles and making himself a target in transition.
The shot by Powell, no good. Trailblazers leading by 7. Pulls it up. The rebound by Johnson.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving, get something better.
And Hardaway gets it to go.
You know, Hardaway Jr. has expanded his range over time, and now he's become a very confident shooter when he looks at it from behind the arc.
Anthony, and he converts the layup. Anthony's got his first points of the night.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
In the corner, Hardaway with it. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Far from just a perimeter threat now, Tim Hardaway Jr. is also capable of converting inside.
Here's Simons. Brunson covering. Simons, the pass to Trent. Offline with his 3. Mavericks trail by 4. Outside Hardaway. And there's the pass to Richardson. Inside, Covington with the steal. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
that's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
Out to Hardaway. 6 on the shot clock. Richardson attacking. Powell, the pass to Hardaway. Misses the 3. And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trail Blazers. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. Mavericks trail by 8. Here's Brunson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
I like the play call. Very solid, making perfect use of the pick to get a great look.
Here's Simons. Brunson covering. Passes it to Trent. Here's the 3. That shot no good. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. They'll be off to Oklahoma City for a meeting with the Thunder after this one. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road.
Boy, no easy answer for how you defend Richardson on the drive.
Outside Anthony. Offensive rebound. Pass to Hood. Portland moving the ball around. From deep. And stolen by Richardson. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And stolen by Richardson. Out to the right wing. Here's Brunson. Portland grabs the miss. And oh, here we go. Covington's got it. The fast break chance.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Here's Powell. And so it's Portland with their lead step. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie, the first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They ended the period holding on to a slim 1-point lead. That's all for now. Say goodbye to the phone.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. One guy who's getting it done is Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Robert Covington out there with Derek Jones. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Trent in at the shooting guard position. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Doncic. And the Trailblazers shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. Lillard against Doncic. And that one's good. Lillard.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
And it's the Trailblazers on the break. For the 3. Again, the miss by Lillard. Mavericks trail by 6. Here's Finney-Smith. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Gotta commend the focus Kanter has, not letting the aggressive defense make an impact there.
Doncic finds Powell. And the dunk by Doncic.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
And the dunk by Doncic.
Well, this is who Doncic is. This is what we've seen from him. A scorer who can take over games easily.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. And he gets it to go as they call. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Tell you what, for a young player, Doncic has already shown tremendous skill and feel for the game. Beautiful floor awareness there.
Here's Lillard, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Lillard's got 20 points. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. The drive by Doncic.
Big time flush by Doncic. Man, this young fella really has a lot of game.
Trailblazers leading by 4. Doncic with the steal. 1:11 left to play in the third. And Doncic throws it down.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
You know, those kinds of plays can be difference makers, game changers, momentum shifters, especially in a close contest where 1 or 2 possessions can impact the outcome.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander.
Max force throwdown.
And a deep three from Lillard. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands.
Yeah, he wanted credit for the basket and the assist on that one. Not much falling for him this quarter, guys, and you can sense his frustration.
Sinks that one from the post. Doncic has got the lead up to 4 now for the Mavs.
Doncic showing you his ability to finish. I really respect his aggressiveness in taking it to the hoop and handling contact.
While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. James Johnson is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Hardaway. Then there's Doncic. And it's Brunson in at the point guard position. Here's Cantor. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul called on the Dallas Mavericks.
And I really like the physicality that Cantor plays with. Getting fouled is the least of his concern.
Dallas making a switch here. Cauley Stein's checked in. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Mavericks. A 2-point game. Pulls up. and the layup's good off the glass. Doncic has got 24.
You know, as I watch Doncic, I think it's futile to try to distract this guy. His focus and concentration and control of himself is excellent.
Here's Simons. Brunson covering. A nice shot by Simons.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
Trent. Here's Jones. That shot, no good. Nice D from Doncic.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Brunson kicks to Hardaway. And Covington sends it back.
No, sir, not today. Don't come in here. Covington not having it.
Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Trent.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Here's Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic.
Boy, showing you some power there, fellas. I mean, nice to see Doncic get up and drop it in with force that time.
Here's Trent. From outside, off the mark.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
Here's Doncic, and Jones sends it back. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Here's Trent. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down. For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Doncic looking it over. Down low. And Jones sends it back. And they get it back. Brunson finds Doncic. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Trent can't hit, and he's going to get whistled for that foul. Gee, that was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Damian Lillard's checked in for the Trailblazers. And Dallas with a change here, too. Owundu's checked in. And, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Mavericks?
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
Yeah, and the other thing that they've done well is they've really attacked the gaps of the defense with quick, decisive drives down the lane.
Here's Lillard, and the rejection by Cauley Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley Stein, a presence defensively.
Here's the double team with Covington. Hardaway for 3. But they get it back. To the middle. Here's Doncic. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Doncic has got the lead up to 6 now for Dallas.
No fear or hesitation in the eyes of Doncic. He loves the chance to take and make these big ones.
Took him no time at all on that one. Lillard's got 25 points in the game.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Doncic passes to Cauley Stein. Back to Doncic. And the layup falls. 34 points for Luka Doncic.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Guys, when you're this hot, it's elementary. Let it fly. Keep staying at it.
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
Jones against Doncic. 6 to shoot, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Lillard with it. Hardaway picks him up. It's in! And that shot brings them to within just one.
Boy, and just look at what Damian Lillard is doing.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Dallas. Cauley Stein up top. Back to Doncic. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Yeah, no way that should have taken so long. They don't have that much time to waste. They need to foul immediately.
Boy, Doncic plays with such an edge and attitude, and I think it endears him to his teammates and gives them confidence.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Luka Doncic.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight. It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
And so the timeout here taken by Rick Carlisle. Here's Porzingis. Got it!
You know what, guys? You want the ball in Porzingis' hands in clutch moments. Why? He's an impact player.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. So a close game sees Dallas taking this. They break the hearts of every. David, thank you. Is
You to the following presentation of the NBA.
There's a look at downtown Los And before we...
Hey, Kevin,
there's been a transformation here in LA. There is no doubt about that. DA, thank you. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Robert Covington out there with Jones. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Trent in a two-guard. And for the Clippers, Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Batum. And it's Ibaka in at the 5. It's good on the putback.
Well, it's just Patrick Beverley, despite the lack of size, competing on the glass and getting the putback.
Lillard outside. Emphasizing the importance of a deep bench. A few teams, Doris, across the league are riddled with injuries right now.
And this is where your front office has to find a way to be successful year after year. And players over the course of a season maybe won't play for 5, 6, 7, 8 games, and then an injury opens an opportunity, and you have to have a high level of professionalism at the end of the bench to endure these moments. We know this about Robert Covington. He is a team man first and foremost. Pretty pass.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Now, here's George. Defense right on him. Ibaka, no luck.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Now, here is George. After the miss from Damian Lillard, misses from close range. And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert.
Doris, what about that dunk?
That was special. My goodness. Well, Kawhi Leonard might be quiet off the court, but on the court, he makes a lot of noise.
Now, here's Lillard. Last time out, he had 44 points. Serge Ibaka pulls it in.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
And here's George for 3. That shot is no good. And he's 1 for 3 from the floor. Beverly against Lillard. From deep three-point range, the Clippers grab the miss. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And guys, there's really a fine line between being aggressive and being out of control. And in that one, they crossed the line.
You have got to be a low mistake team in today's NBA, because once those turnovers start piling up, you're giving your opponent too many extra looks.
Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Williams comes in for Patrick Beverly. Jones, no luck. Los Angeles leading by 3. Here's George. The jumper from the free throw line is good.
There's a rhythm with which Paul George plays the game of basketball. That pace is so important.
Simons, the pass to Anthony. And the rejection by Ibaka. Pass to Jones. This one for 3. The shot by Anthony, no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Back to Leonard. It's stolen by Anthony. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Jones with it. Williams picks him up. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Hood against Ibaka. Ball's knocked loose. 1:03 left here in the first quarter. The kick out to Williams. To the paint. Right side, Leonard. Over Cancer. And that one's good. Leonard's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, efficiency from the mid-range has always been a part of Kawhi Leonard's game.
They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
They could use a bucket. A nice shot by Simons.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
George against Hood. Left side, George. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. George has got 6.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
To the inside from 12 feet out. That one wide left. Leonard dishes to George. From downtown. That one no good.
This guy is a perennial all-defensive team member. The wingspan, a problem for offensive players.
And so it's Los Angeles, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7.
I look to the times where
Greggy's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
On the court for the Trailblazers, Anthony out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Rodney Hood. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the point guard position. Now, here's Kennard. 14 points from him the last game against Washington.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Covington against Kennard. Covington kicks to Anthony. And the rejection by Zubac. Williams passes to Kennard. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Morris, no good. Trailblazers trail by 9. Jones finds Covington. Inside, it's stolen by Morris. Jackson down low, and Jackson throws it down hard.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Morris with the rebound. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Clippers. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Count it. Trailblazers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Lillard attacking. And there's Enes Kanter on the assist by Lillard. Kanter's got his first bucket in this one. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable. And there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back three, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer, Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. CJ McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
And I love that list. You're right on.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Here's Trent, guarded by Jackson. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. So, for the Clippers, Baca comes in for Luke Kennard. And George is subbed in for Jackson. And then for the Trailblazers, Anthony comes in for Kanter. And Hood subbed in for Jones.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Morris, no good.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Anthony down low, defended by Batum.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down.
George, no good. Trailblazers trail by 11. Lillard attacking, good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Lillard's got 4 points in the quarter.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Now here's Beverly. 17 points for him last game against the Wizards in Washington.
And guys, he was also huge on defense, turning away 2 shots and altering countless more.
George. The Clippers rebound.
I have always loved the intensity with which Serge Ibaka plays, especially on the glass. He understands how to use his length.
Stolen by Beverly. And now Batum pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And yes, it's good.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Free throw good, Nicholas Batum.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, Bat. And the greatest bench scorer in NBA history. And that does it for our...
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And so here's Portland. A 12-point game. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Baca is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the point guard. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Lillard misses.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Now here's Beverly. Outside, George. That three off the mark. Trailblazers trail by 12. The shot will not fall. Great D that time from Leonard. And that one's good. Beverly's got the first field goal of the second half for the Clippers. And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
And he sinks the second.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Well, an 0-for-3 start to the half. You need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
George with the bucket.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility. And boy, he can strike at any time.
Here's George. And it's Portland with the rebound. Cantor's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Now, here's George. He's guarded closely.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Baca against Cantor. Launches a three. It's hauled in by Trent. Trent's got his 5th rebound in this one. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Portland also making some changes. Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Yep, it goes. And the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Cantor.
Well, you have to be effective in the screen and roll game if you're a big man in today's NBA. Cantor, when he's rolling with purpose, look out.
Here's Zubac, ripped away. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Here's Trent, back to Cantor. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Clippers leading by 10. And here's Morris for 3. On the wing, Morris. Clock at 6. Jackson passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. The 3. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got his 4th rebound in this one. Williams finds Morris. No good on the triple. Trailblazers trail by 12. And Cantor wide open. He shoots. Off target with the open look.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
The pass to Williams. and he finishes nicely on the layup. Williams has got his first basket.
How about Lou Williams playing through the contact? Nicely done.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Poke loose. Williams with the steal. Zubac's with it. Jones covering. Jackson has the open look, and the three ball is good. Jackson's got his second basket of the night.
I'll tell you, one thing Jackson has never lacked: confidence. I mean, when he gets a look, Reggie always believes his next shot will be his best one.
You will have to finish harder than that if you want to convert in traffic.
Outside Williams. Fires for three. Another shot outside for Jackson. Right wing. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Over to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. A second chance effort. And it's off the back rim. No good. They need this. Morris with the rebound. The shot's good from Cantor.
I love the hustle and the heart with which Enes Kanter plays. This guy is a terror on the offensive glass.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Clippers lead by 15. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. On the court for the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Jones. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Trent in at the shooting guard position. Williams passes to Leonard. He dishes it to Ibaka. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And the Clippers lead by 15. Flattening the lottery odds, Greg. Do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the one pick or the second pick. I think that's good for the players and the fans. You don't want anyone rooting for you to lose.
No, absolutely not. Pass to Kennard. There's the triple. The shot missing. Now Portland takes it the other way. Lillard with no one around. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Up top, Zubac. Covered by Lillard. Buries the long-range jumper.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
And once they roll the ball out there, Lillard turned on the switch. He is doing it all tonight.
Williams scanning the floor. Zubac the pass to Williams. Ibaka right side. 11 feet away. From the line. The shot. No good. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Covington kicks to Lillard. Offensive rebound.
Robert Covington is as competitive as it gets, and he gets to the window there.
Lillard against Williams. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Stolen by Kanter. Jones with it. Leonard picks him up for the finish. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Tremendous effort getting the steal, then getting the ball up the court.
It amazes me how quickly you can change ends. You've got to be prepared to sprint the floor.
Williams passes to Zubac. Shot clock at 6. Here's Leonard, and it's good with time running down on the shot clock. And the Clippers lead by 12.
Well, this guy is never a bad option in a tough situation. Kawhi Leonard under duress. Nicely done.
Lillard from outside. And Cantor throws it down.
It'd be nice if everybody took as much pride in his rebounding as he does.
You know what, Greg, he loves that part of the game, and it shows.
Well, but as defenders keep forgetting to box him out, he continues to just make them pay.
And again, the turnover by the Clippers. For the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Ibaka. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Lillard outside. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Lillard's got 7 now in this quarter.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
Beverley, the pass to Zubac. And it's Portland with the rebound.
This has reached desperation time for him.
I'll tell you, you need absolute perfection on every possession. That's what it's going to take here. You've got to find a way to get yourself going in some other way because hoisting from 3 is not the answer.
Leonard, the pass to Beverley. Back to Leonard. A 3 ball. And here's George. Lets it go with a 3. The three-pointer is right on target.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
And that's Dame showing that competitive side. Loves a good duel, especially from range.
And so Los Angeles takes the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it.
Next up, which team has 2 starters selected to the 2021 NBA All-Star Game?
Is it the Nets, the 76ers, the Celtics, or the Bucks?
So many All-Stars, but which team has 2 this year? That's the key. This year. You know that answer, you get some VC.
Yeah, this is an easy one. We love these players too. They've been on 2K TV before.
$2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Their fans are ready, and if this shot from earlier is any... And a chance here to check out some stats for Paul George.
And guys, his effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
And the Clippers starting 5. Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George. And it's Ibaka in at the center position. And for the Mavericks, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic's out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 slot. Dallas shooting their first free throw tonight.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
Now, here is George. He dishes it to Ibaka. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Beverley after Luka Doncic's bucket, and that one's good. Beverley.
Yeah, Beverley doing a good job of reading not just his defender, but the secondary defender in that pick and roll.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. The drive by Doncic. Got a hand on it. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You know, always talk about the first 2 steps in transition, and Paul George out quick and decisively that time.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
Offense clicking early here, 3 for 4 to start this one.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. Here's George. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Yeah, good luck getting a shot over the 7-foot, 6-inch tall wingspan of Kristaps Porzingis. Man, right off the bat, super sharp here offensively. 4 of 5 so far.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's George. Ibaka looking for an opening. Batum, good.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Up top, Doncic. Defended by Beverley. Beverley against Doncic. Here's Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
From deep, George. Now Beverley, 17 points in his last outing. To the middle, Porzingis with the steal. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Here's Finney-Smith. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Long arms and some quick hands that time. Some good awareness as Porzingis just kept moving.
Here's George. Kicks it out to Leonard. Ibaka, wide open, he finds. The Mavericks pull it in. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Well, in that one, they just had everything working offensively. It's a lot of fun when you get into that kind of a groove.
Yeah, I love watching that game, and in particular, their demeanor in their destruction in that game.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And guys, there's really a fine line between being aggressive and being out of control. And in that one, they crossed the line.
Well, you can do a couple things with turnovers. They committed too many, and then they didn't force enough. So a tough go in that category.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Powell, he's checked in for Porzingis. Johnson comes in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway's checked in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Now here's Jackson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Wizards in Washington. Zubac the pass to Jackson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Both free throws good from Jackson. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for Dallas. It's a 5-point game. Here's Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
Here's Williams. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
A 3-time Sixth Man of the Year last season. Lou Williams named his newborn son Six in honor of his success in that role.
We talk a lot about the Mount Rushmore of the game's greatest players. Maybe we can start to chisel out the sixth men of the year in the NBA. Lou Williams would have to get some serious consideration for that monument.
Now, here's Doncic. He had 22 points in the win against San Antonio, and he gets the bucket.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
For Dallas, they have shot just 1 free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
And possesses such a refined feel for the game that Doncic knows he has what it takes to be a great player in this league.
Williams against Brunson. And the dunk by Zubac.
And way to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. Doncic passes to Powell. Back to Doncic. The 3. The shot that time, not on target. It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. Going on an absolute... Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've integrated...
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Break that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And the Clippers looking at who they've got. Reggie Jackson out there with Lou Williams. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Morris in at the 4. Here's Jackson. The Mavericks making the shot. To the paint. Tipped away. Johnson with it. Guarded now by Morris. Hardaway with a wide open look. Nets, the corner three. Hardaway has got the lead up to 9 now for the Mavs. Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. Unfortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Powell. It's hauled in by Zubac.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him. And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss. That kind of energy not wasted.
Johnson finds Hardaway. Doncic with it. George picks him up. Hardaway from outside. No good there. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
And it's going to come down to effort tonight. Last time they met each other, they were demolished on the boards, and that rebounding difference led to a sizable loss.
Well, let's see if the lesson was learned from that loss. If they come out with the same type of effort, they can expect a similar result here.
Doncic passes to Powell. Doncic outside, tries it from 19. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Doncic has got 18 points in the game, and that's an intentional foul. On the dunk contest, we saw Michael Jordan take on Dominique Wilkins. These days, not as many star players are participating in these skills competitions, like Greg, the slam dunk.
I think it's a great point you raised, Kevin, and I think in part because back in that era, you know, the reality is guys didn't make the kind of dollars they make today. And there was more risk, I guess, in the mindset of guys today, and they didn't want to take that challenge on. So I wish we would see more of our stars in the slam dunk contest, but I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately, as much as we'd all like to see it.
And the Clippers have possession, following the score by Dallas. And George gets it to go.
A lot of points coming from Paul George from the three-point line over the past couple seasons. The D has to play out on him, and that creates the space.
Here's a one-do. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Brunson. The shot by Powell, no good. Clippers trail by 6. From deep, George. Miss number 6 for him. He's made 2 of his 8 attempts.
Well, his shots aren't dropping, and they haven't been able to keep pace, but they trust him enough to keep going to him, see if he can find it.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Williams comes in for Patrick Beverly. Shots good by Williams.
Now, you can make a case that Lou Williams is at his best in that kind of situation. Dynamite in transition.
There's the pass to Pop. Brunson against Williams. It's stolen by Ibaka. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. Shot from 16 and misses it off the right side of the rim. Mavericks leading by 4. Powell with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. Powell kicks to a 1-2. Here's Hardaway, and then Hardaway with the dunk.
Now Hardaway Jr. up over top right there, rising up.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. There's the call on James Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. On defense, the Mavericks. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Shot, high post, and that one hits back iron.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
4 seconds left. That one doesn't go. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 18 points, 3 assists. And that does it for our halftime.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
You know, I don't think he'll top the assist charts this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
You can get into a passing rhythm, and so far all of his have been on point.
Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Richardson is out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. And George with the stuff.
Well, if you're open, Patrick Beverley is going to do his best to get you the ball.
Doncic, bounce pass. Porzingis passes to Richardson. Porzingis kicks to Doncic. Back to Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 4 assists in the game.
I love the unselfishness, and you know coaches do as well.
Well, not just coach, but you can see it in the teammates, the way that they look at him. They appreciate it when he shares the ball like that.
And George gets it to go.
So good, so experienced. Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
Doncic dishes to Richardson. Doncic passes to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. And that'll be 2 free throws. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Doncic with the steal, and Doncic with a clear path to the hoop. And it's sent back by George.
You can't toss up the weak stuff around Paul George. He sees it coming and uses his reach to get to it.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Porzingis passes to Doncic. Baseline jumper, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range. And Bones, he stands just 6'1", but Patrick Beverley rebounds like a forward.
The fact that he's going to bring it mentally, GA, I mean, that's the huge advantage. I think if you're in the opposing locker room and you know you're going to get on the floor, Patrick Beverley is going to be right in your jock for every minute that you're going to be competing against him.
Now here's Porzingis. 6 points for him. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Jackson, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Here's Finney-Smith. Porzingis, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Maybe a little more fundamental with positioning there to be ready for that offensive rebound. Porzingis, some extra effort on the offensive glass that time.
Here's Jackson. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game. Zubats, that's good.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Now here's Brunson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
And you know what? He had to clear some space for himself to get that rebound. Not an easy one there among the big boys.
Kennard, he's checked in for Reggie Jackson. It's George on the wing for the tie. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Pass to Brunson. And he converts the layup. Brunson's got his first bucket of the night.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Here's Williams. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Richardson against Kennard. Back to Richardson. Down low. Here's Brunson over Williams. And the rejection by Zubac. Here's Kennard. Makes it off the glass. Kennard's got his first 2 points.
Yeah, and an excellent pass by Morris. A guy known for his finishing ability, but he also has the skills to facilitate.
Now here's Brunson. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And that one, good.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
And an intentional foul right there. For Los Angeles, they have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. Free throw good, Lou Williams.
Well, whether Lou Williams is starting or more than likely coming off the bench, he's such a high-quality role player, someone that can heat up in a hurry and make the difference on those nights during a regular season where you could tally up 6 or 7 more wins. Lou's going to get those for you.
Richardson attacking. Chalk up 2 there.
Even when Richardson's getting knocked around a little bit, he can still finish, especially when he's going straight to the rim.
Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the 4th quarter. It's Dallas up 5. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the 4th quarter. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, we've got Ibaka. Williams is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Morris in at the small forward position. George with the bucket.
Well, it's easy to understand why Paul George is one of the top scorers in the league. He can read the defense, he can shoot it, he can get inside, and he's riding a hot streak now.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Los Angeles. Doncic looking it over. To the inside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
He's got great activity, does Willie Cauley-Stein, and that time the activity helped him to draw a foul.
For the Clippers, Batum comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. And here's Beverley. And Ibaka kicks to Beverley. In the corner, George with it. Lets it go from deep. Cauley-Stein grabs the board.
It's been a struggle all night long from deep, but doesn't seem like he's lost his confidence. He's still letting them rip.
Fast break, Dallas. Doncic leading the charge. And the dunk by Doncic.
So many different offenses that Tim Hardaway Jr. has played in, but he's trying to improve in his on-court awareness. A good show of it there.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. First free throw is good.
Beverley just motivated every night to get out here, to play, to compete. He hustles and wants to make it really tough on anybody that's on the opposing side of things.
Porzingis is checked in for Johnson. Leonard against Doncic. About a minute and a half into the 4th quarter now. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. Beverley for 3. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. It's off to Oklahoma City for him after this game, so they have the Thunder to look forward to. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for him. And George hits the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Jalen Brunson. He's checked in for Dallas. Paul George with the steal. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Leonard. Drops in the layup for 2.
Very easily could have been an and one there. Leonard takes the contact and still maintains the focus to make the score.
Doncic against Leonard. To the middle. Here's Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got assist number 7 for him tonight. Outside, George. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, Paul George, no problem pulling up well behind the three-point line to knock him down.
Doncic finds Brunson. Leonard against Doncic. And it's good for 2. Doncic has got 24.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
And George with the stop.
Go ahead and lead him, Paul George. Stepping up, a huge shot at this moment in the game.
Doncic against Leonard. Back to Doncic. Pass to Porzingis. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Leonard. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Now just a 2-point Maverick lead. 1:32 left to play in the final quarter. Doncic against Leonard, and there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Mavericks with some changes. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Hardaway. And it's Richardson in for Jalen Brunson. The Clippers also making some changes. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Luke Kennard in for Jordan. The rebound by Ibaka. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. They get the rebound. Leonard passes it to Zubac. Kicks it to Beverly. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
The defense better tighten up on the mid-range there. Much, much tighter. You expect him to make every single one of those.
Here's Doncic. It counts.
That is world class.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
And it's the Clippers' ball. Leonard draws the double. Beverly, the pass to Kennard. Here's Leonard, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
With those long arms and with the high release point, Leonard is practically daring you to foul him.
It's the first, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
And he's the one person that the coaching staff and the teammates love to see at the line in a tight ball game. You can pretty much bank on these.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Doncic passes to Porzingis. It's good.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
And the Clippers miss again. And that's an intentional foul.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
Breathe easy now. The biggest free throws in the game, and he's coming through.
Here's Beverly. The pass to Zubac. Over Richardson. Porzingis with the steal. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks.